You know I can't start the live without having the Black Dagger Brotherhood on in the background. Yes. Hi guys. Hello. Thank you so much for being here. Happy Tuesday. Oh my gosh. Happy Tuesday. Thank you so much for being here. Hi. Hi, hi, hi. I am so excited, you guys. Hollywood is going to be here in just a second. Thank you so much for being there, for being here. Hey, Zach. Sorry about your bears. We won't talk about that. Hi from Italy. Hello. Hi, hi, hi. Oh my gosh, you guys, this is so exciting. Thank you so much for being here. Like I said, I'm ready. Okay? I've got notes. I've got my Tootsie Pop socks. Okay? I've got a bag of suckers. All right, we're ready. We're ready. Hi. Okay, hi from Sydney. Hello. Okay. Oh, I see Alex. Hey, Alex. Okay. I'm adding you right now. Hi from Hollywood. Hollywood will be here. Hollywood would be here. He's been a very busy guy. Hello.
Hey,
How
how
are
you doing?
you?
I'm so happy to be here with you guys.
I'm so Thank you so much for being here. We really appreciate it. I know you've been very busy the last few days.
Yes, it has been a whirlwind for sure,
Yeah,
but
so
a good one.
what a good one, because it was your birthday that you celebrated on Saturday, and what a way to celebrate your birthday with all of the Black Dagger Brotherhood fans. I mean,
I
and your
know,
family too.
I know. I feel very spoiled
Do you?
that I got to spend it with them and with some like that with thousands of amazing fans as well. It's pretty awesome.
Yes. So how was the experience? I know there was a lot of fans there. You guys got to do a Q&A. So what was it like sitting there in front of everybody, answering questions and being with the fans?
I think that it was the first time that we had been as a cast together. We've obviously had fans visit set, and we've
Yeah.
had some like press appearances and done the premiere and all of that. But obviously, this is a one room with thousands of fans, and so it's just a different experience. Just the scope of it, and particularly on my birthday, it was pretty surreal. I don't think that. I mean, I definitely haven't had thousands of people sing happy birthday to me before, and maybe I won't ever have that happen again. So it's one, a memory for sure.
That's really special. And did you find out who brought the cutout of Rage with the birthday hat on it?
I did. I tagged them in my Instagram, and
Oh,
they had been, yeah, we did get a photo together, but unfortunately, because it was like with the whole cast,
yeah.
that we had to put Flat Rage to the side. He
Uh,
wasn't able to fit because he's actually bigger than all of us.
yeah, he's Rage in the books is 6'8". So I get that.
Yeah, I don't think that many of us quite live up to 6'8", but maybe with the boots we
With
do pretty well.
Yes, there are so many fans in the comments. So many people are so excited to see you here. There's a comment. Did you have any idea how many of us love you as Rage?
Oh wow, that's very nice to hear.
Thank
I
you.
have been, yeah, I've been pretty blessed to see comments, obviously, like especially as the show was airing. We were all making sure to try to in keeping up, keep up with all of the fans engaged, and so I happened to see some of the messages, but I thought that Rage was more of a polarizing character. I think maybe he is. People, love to kind of hate him and love to love him in the right moments.
Yeah.
Um, but I asked the question on Saturday. Like I asked people to put up their hands, like, "Oh, who here I know that Rage is polarizing, but who here loves Rage?" And I was expecting like I don't know a couple of hands to pop up, but virtually the entire room did. So that was yeah, it was pretty heartwarming.
I love that. I love the love that you guys are feeling because I know that in the beginning there were some, just some random comments we'll say about the casting choice. However,
Yeah.
since the show has come out, I know you guys have been feeling the love because nobody else could have been cast for this. You guys did such an incredible job bringing these characters and this book to life, and the fandom just loves you guys and are very, very thankful to you guys for doing that.
Yeah, well, we love the fans because everyone's so committed and cares so deeply about these stories and these
Yeah.
characters.
Yeah.
And so I think it only makes it more enjoyable and more fun for us as actors because, we already care about our job and our performances and we love what we do, but it
Yeah.
only makes it all the more gratifying and enjoyable to know that other people care about it almost as much as we do, if not probably more,
Yeah.
for different reasons and in different ways. But I really think that it becomes like a meaningful exchange of celebrating what these characters and these stories mean, to people.
Yeah, and as book readers, passionistas, we feel that passion, and details are very important to us. Our characters are very important to us. Our authors are very important to us. So seeing that you guys took so much care with these characters and in the scene that where you're like, okay, no, he's going to do this. He does this in the book. We're doing it this way. That means a lot to us. So it's really cool to see how much care you guys put into your characters and into the show.
Thank you. Yeah, it's also it's a really cool way to engage with um our jobs, like I've never been a part of something before. I've been a part of shows before and come into shows where there's been a fandom, but
Yeah,
nothing ever where it's been based on a book series. So that's an entirely different experience because obviously you want to live up to people have expectations.
yeah,
These characters are supposed to be 6'8",
yes,
for one.
yes.
Which I don't know if that exists in the real world, but I think they tried to find it. Um, but yeah, it just I think it makes it like a really meaningful exchange between making sure that you're really servicing and you're doing your best to live up to these audiences that I think really care.
Yes, I love that. And again, nobody else could have been cast as Rage or as any of you. You guys are fantastic. So, how did Rage find you? Was there, I know there was a worldwide casting call calling all Brotherhood, Black Dagger Brotherhood fans. So, how did this role come to you? How did you find it?
That's a good way to start for sure. So this Some fans may know this. I was late to join the cast.
Mm,
So there initially was someone else involved or attached as the character of Rage. So everyone else had I think a couple of months to prepare. I don't know if you already know that or if
I
that.
did not know that.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is out there. Like it was announced, so
Yeah.
I'm not like, revealing anything that's like a secret. But to answer your question, I was not aware that I was doing a movie in LA, and then I actually went traveling with my girlfriend and I went up to the Toronto Film Festival. So we went up to TIFF, and then I went traveling to meet my family in Whistler. So I was very much in a combination of like work mode and then holiday mode. We were going on hikes in Whistler and all of the rest of the activities that happen when traveling, which includes a lot of eating.
Yes.
So I was not, I was certainly wasn't training or expecting that I'd be playing a vampire. Let alone a 6'8" warrior, or nicknamed Hollywood, which is a different situation, requires a
Yeah.
different workout routine and diet. And then yeah, my team reached out saying that there was this role and there was this new show. They would like you to read for it. And again, usually when you read for something or you audition for something, there's usually a couple months gap in between that, when they would actually start filming.
Yeah.
But there was like some time sensitivity to it. And again, I was traveling. Then I think I saw the email. I flew back to LA, and then they asked a couple times, like, when are you sending in the audition? I was like, okay, fine, I'll do it. Like, I think I went from the airport to quickly go film it. Like, it was
Yeah.
very last minute. And sometimes that's usually, you hear a lot of these stories about when actors book jobs. And I think that's a pretty common through line. Is it usually I've booked series before when I was like moving and things, I was distracted, or I was like going overseas, or I'd booked a trip, all of those types of things. And but I did have when I did the audition, I filmed it with someone who I'd filmed some auditions with before, for projects that maybe didn't go my way. and there was an effortlessness to the read. So initially in the audition, it was the scene at TGI Fridays. That was one of the scenes. Spoiler
Mhm.
alert. And I don't know why it kind of it came naturally to me, and I enjoyed the read. I guess I didn't put too much pressure on it. I initially auditioned in American because that's what they specified,
Yeah.
and my team had suggested for me to also do like a take using my Australian accent, but because there was no time to do that, so I only did it in American, and then I sent it in, and then maybe an hour and a half later, my manager called me saying casting have already watched it and they already, they really like you for this, which
Hmm.
never happens. Usually you wait or you hear back maybe like 3 weeks later, a month later, certainly not like an hour and a half later.
Hmm.
So that means that they weren't lying when they said that, oh, they're waiting for your tape.
Yeah.
And yeah, and then what happened? Then the following day, I they asked if I could meet with Tosca over Zoom, and I
Mm.
had some other meetings, and there was some last minute changes for that as well. So then I was in the middle of a meeting with the director, and then had to like leave that meeting because they
Oh
said
no.
that, oh no, which is all funny, and now we're working on something else, so it all kind of works out. It's like these full circle moments.
Yeah.
But yeah, and then they made the offer, and then I was off to Atlanta. All happened all very very quickly. But being last minute, a last minute addition to the cast, I think it meant that I didn't really question anything, and
Mm.
you had to quickly hit the gym as soon as I got to Atlanta because there was no time to prepare, and I really wanted to do justice to the character physically. Like that's such an important part of the character,
Yeah.
and it's not just like to look good for vanity. I really just I want to honor Rage, and it's important for what the readers and what the viewers want to see.
I love that. And I know a lot of the comments are you are the perfect rage. I think that everything was kind of meant to be and how it happened. And I love that everybody kind of has their own special story of how their character came to them and how they got the job. But speaking of TGI Fridays, so a fan messaged me and asked to say this. Everyone is excited to see two scenes from the book. I haven't read it yet. I just started it, but
Oh, okay.
I don't know what this means, but
Okay.
I
All
think
right,
it's
so then
good.
spoiler alert. I'll try to not
Spoiler.
share any
All it
spoilers.
is about is TGIF Fridays, that they're excited to see that, and being chained to a bed. That's all I'm going to say. That's all I'm going to say. So,
Maybe that's all we should say for the Instagram live. I think that yeah. I don't
because
know how PG this is.
season two, you're up next. It's your season. So, how do you feel about that?
I'm really excited. The beautiful thing about Rage's story is, as people who have read the books know, and maybe you're getting an understanding of it, is
Yeah.
that in book one, he has the veneer of Hollywood,
Yes.
and he doesn't really show a lot of vulnerability. There's hints of it with the Beast and him not wanting to hurt his brothers, but doesn't really go beyond obviously being the I think the comedic relief in some respects.
Yes.
And so yeah, the awesome thing about the story is that you get to see and experience what lies beneath that veneer, and
Yes.
the pain that Rage is dealing with.
Yeah, because what we see in season one is this very comedic, laid back one. He gives the one-liners. He's Hollywood. I love your character. But as I was, because I'm listening to the second book,
Okay.
and I don't know if this was a description of who Rage is or if that's who you knew of the character, but this is how the book is introduced, and I found this very interesting. It says, Rage is the vampire with the strongest appetites. He is the best fighter, the most voracious lover, for inside him burns a ferocious curse cast by the scribe virgin. He fears the times when his inner dragon is unleashed. Possessed by this deadly beast, he becomes a danger to everyone around him. And it's so interesting to hear that and see you in season one. And I'm like, because we see that in episode four. We see him
Hmm.
become the dragon, his beast. He's sick afterwards. But it's so interesting now that we're really getting into who Rage is and his character and his curse. And that's going to be really, really cool to see.
Yeah, I think it will be, and I know that the fans are really excited to see it, and I continue to get so many messages about that, every
Yeah.
day,
Yeah.
which is awesome that they again, they care as much as we do, and they're probably just as excited to see it as we are to film it.
Yeah.
And that's an actor's dream, to show a three-dimensional character, to show all aspects of the good and the bad, and hopefully bring light to something that I think will resonate with people. And that's the
Yeah.
beautiful thing about Rage and Mary's story.
Yes. And I did get a little peek as to what Mary's going through, but we won't talk about that just yet. We're gonna just talk about season one. So,
Okay.
my besides the one-liners, my other favorite thing, of course, is these and
The Tootsie
all
Pops.
the Tootsie Pops.
Can't go wrong with the Tootsie
It's
Pops.
it's like it could be a funny moment or it could be a very intense moment, like the hospital scene or Wrath and Zadis are going at it, and here you have Hollywood with his sucker in his mouth. It's the best thing in the entire world. I love it. So we have so many questions about the Tootsie Pops. Number one, did you like them before? Number two, how many did you eat or suck on for the entire while you were filming? And do you still like them? There's a
I've
lot.
definitely had this. I've definitely had the second question. So first question, sorry to disappoint, but I will be honest. I don't think I'd ever had a Tootsie Pop in
Yeah.
real life before.
Yeah.
I was aware of them, obviously. Growing up in Australia, though, I don't think that we even have them there. So it's a very
Mm,
American, very American lolly. Or that's what Australians call candy, lollies. And so I kind of thought that I don't know, I had like an idea of a backstory to, I guess, elaborate a little bit is that because I'm Australian in the show, and I'm 400 years old,
yeah.
and so I've moved to America to be with my brothers, and I've found this candy that wasn't available in Australia, and I've just like fallen in love with it, and it's so easy to have as a distraction, obviously, to curb, becoming the beast, because that's why
Mm,
Rage is eating all the time because he needs to quell his appetite, and instead
yeah.
of smoking a cigarette, which he doesn't like, it's sugar. It's an easy thing to kind of satiate. So there was that. So no, I hadn't had Tootsie Pops before. How many it would be on any given day if we were filming a scene where I specifically had one in there, it would
Yeah.
at least go through three.
Okay.
And sometimes it wouldn't be the entire thing. Sometimes it would be because I'd accidentally put it in my pocket
Uh,
and maybe I was halfway through, and then it would obviously be covered in like dirt, so we'd have to get a
yeah.
new one. But then
Yeah.
so maybe I would have the whole thing because then we would have to, for continuity, I would have to get it so that it wasn't freshly opened.
Yeah.
So I'd have to maybe eat a little bit of it or whatever to make it to keep up with like the pace of the scene. So I probably was having
Mm,
maybe three for any given scene where I would have one specifically in the scene.
mm. But they're just like suckers everywhere on set. Like,
It
Alex.
was a specific props guy, Tootsie Pop, and the props guys had a plentiful supply that they went
That,
through very quickly.
and people are saying we're frozen. Are we frozen?
Oh,
Can you hear me and see me?
I can hear you just fine.
Okay, perfectly. You are a little pixelated, just a little
Oh,
bit.
yeah.
I had a problem with my uh-oh. Oh no.
Is that any better?
Now it is because you froze for just a second.
Yeah, I
Oh,
disconnected from Wi-Fi.
I see you both. Oh, okay. I'm not frozen. Okay, cool. All right, we had some technical difficulties with Zach last week, so I didn't want.
I saw, yeah. I've tried to make an appearance in all of the guys' lives.
I love
And I
that.
don't know where Sia is. He's supposed to be here today. He was making an
See
appearance in everyone
ya.
else's.
I did see Zach.
I saw Zach had joined at the beginning. Maybe I should like message Sia to see if he can like
See ya.
join us.
Um, I love that. So Alex Noble is here,
Oh, no
and
way. What up, Alex?
he says, "Alex, how dare you switch to 8-bit graphics?"
Is that because I'm blurry right now?
A little bit. Yep.
Oh no. I'm so sorry.
It says, I can
It it
hear.
it looks really clear for me, and I've tried Wi-Fi now, but I'm sorry guys if it's blurry.
That's okay. At least we can hear you. I can see you.
Okay.
Yep, I can see you. Oh, Zach just says, "What's up?" Okay, so
Q4, Zach. I don't know what that means.
So you get the role as Rage. You come to Atlanta. Of course, you have to immediately hit the gym. Okay, okay. But let's talk meeting the brothers for the first time because I know that everybody has their own story. And I know at first it's a little awkward getting to know each other, but you guys all had the gym in common. But what was it like meeting your brothers for the first time?
So I didn't meet them at all together as a group.
Yeah.
I think I met them kind of like one on one.
Okay.
I straight away went to my hair appointment to change my hair when I got
Yes.
like the first day in Atlanta, and I was waiting for that, and Joel walked in. So he was the first brother that I met, and
Oh.
that was, I think Joel has an amazing ability to take someone in and show them like sincere interest, and I got that
Mm,
immediately from him. So
yeah.
it's very true to Torment as well. There's something innate about all of us that I think makes sense for why we play these characters.
100%.
And Joel himself had really long hair, so it was before he got his hair cut. So I immediately loved Joel. And then I 5 minutes later I was waiting in the chair, and I think they had to measure my head to figure out the situation with my hair. And Robert came into the room, and he's very stoic, didn't really say much, acknowledged me, and then left
Mhm.
the room, but he didn't really say a whole lot. He
Yeah.
just kind of like looked me in the like kind of looked at me and was like, hi, and then left. So Robert took a little bit more
Aw.
time to, I think, for me to warm him up. And then the next person I met was maybe the day after when we did a table read. And so I was waiting outside, kind of getting my things together, and Zach was walking up, and I said,
Mm,
"Are you in this?" And he smiled. I go, "I assume so, because we're the only actors around going to a table read."
yeah.
And he introduced himself, and then I went inside and then met I met Sia and Andrew and Olivia and Victory and Michael.
Oh, I
So
love that.
all in one go. So it was a little bit staggered, and then it all happened
Yeah.
very quickly.
And I heard that you guys did a table read for all 6 episodes. That's
It
wild.
it
And
was
that's
a long, yeah, it was a full day of reading from the scripts.
and before that, had you already read the first book? Were you listening to it? How did that work?
I was, I think I got sent the scripts the day before I flew out, or maybe the day that I flew out.
Yeah.
So I tried my best to read some of the scripts on the plane.
Yeah.
I was not my girlfriend actually, when I auditioned for it or booked the role, she had read the books in high school
No
when they first,
way.
yeah. So she was like very familiar with them, and that was pretty cool, obviously, that because I wasn't familiar with them, but she was. So
Wait a second, wait a second. We as
yeah.
readers dream of having our book boyfriends come to life. What do you mean? That's
Well,
amazing.
I don't think she was always the biggest fan of Rage, which is
Uh,
maybe why, some people don't love Rage. They find him funny. They find him comedic relief, whatever. But
yeah, that's
yeah,
funny. Because Gene, who plays Fritz, his wife read the books
I
and like
heard.
years ago, and
Yeah, yeah,
she knew
yeah,
exactly who he was auditioning for and what
yeah,
before he even knew what he was auditioning for.
yeah, yeah. It
Oh,
definitely helps. Is the feedback in the chat? Are they still saying we're frozen? Because I'm not seeing any
no. Th-
comments.
Thank goodness. No,
Okay,
everyone's just saying hi. Lots of questions are coming in. We did miss one question about we got to go back to the Tootsie Pops.
okay.
Which
Oh,
one?
okay, okay.
Which one was your favorite flavor?
Oh, favorite flavor would be great. That's
Was
where
the grape?
Rage and I do have that in common. Absolutely.
That's amazing. Stop it.
Yeah,
I love it. I love
yeah,
it.
yeah.
Oh, it did freeze. Okay. Well, we can hear each other. So hopefully we're just good. So Rage had some of the best one-liners ever, and it was always that comedic relief. It was you're in the woods with wrath, yeehaw, like come on, you just sliced and diced the best one-liners. Which one was your favorite one-liner?
I would say the slice and dice scene has got to be up there because it was also a good chance to stretch out the Australian pronunciation of the words to, I think, really lend the scene some comedic relief.
Yeah.
The Yeehaw felt awkward. That was our first scene to shoot. That was my first scene to film.
Really?
Yeah, so and Yeehaw, Tosca talked about this on her podcast. Yeehaw is not really something that Australians say.
Right.
So as a one-liner, it was kind of strange where we would think like the American as written in the script, to then, well, I want to say it because it's written in the script, so that's like, part of the job. But
Yeah.
yeah, there was a little bit of, I felt like a little bit of awkwardness around that for me personally. So that's why I did really, by the time Slice and Dice came around, that scene kind of just happened, I think, in a way that, yeah, clearly really resonated.
Yes, it did. And we're going to actually talk about that scene. But before I have to, like, my favorite was, excuse me, is everyone else here totally in love with her? I loved when Rage said that about Beth, because that ending scene, I don't think it was the last thing you guys shot, but that ending scene, the scene that ends the season, it's just so good. And the chemistry between you guys, it was just so beautiful. And I love that scene.
Yeah. By that time in the filming, that was towards the end. I don't think it was the very end of filming, but by that time we had definitely solidified, our sense of camaraderie and our bond as a cast. So
Yeah.
that really helps, with filming scenes like that to make them natural.
Yeah, and what I've noticed, because I've watched the season like several times now, but what I noticed because I was rewatching all of your scenes is kind of this protectiveness over Wrath and more like a loyalty. Rage has this loyalty with Wrath that he always is kind of stepping closer to him. When him and Zadist had that one-on-one at the house, and Rage is right back there like ready to protect with his sucker in, of course. But I know you mentioned Robert before, so what was it like working with Robert as Wrath? I love this. I've heard so
Yeah.
many stories about Robert.
Robert is, I don't know how to describe it other than he is wrath.
He
Like
is Wrath. Yes.
he embodies a very natural, effortless leadership that makes you feel very grounded, and he just makes you feel safe, which
Mhm.
I think is what Wrath does in the books for his brothers. That's what a good leader does, and also a good lead cast member does on set. For the other actors, especially, and for the crew. He's a man of few words, so
Yeah.
that means that when he does speak, it means something,
Yeah. Which
and
is
that's
Wrath.
yeah, yeah. It's a
That's
pretty
amazing.
yeah. He's a Rob is a special guy. I haven't seen him on the live. He didn't respond to my last message. Actually, I messaged him on WhatsApp, so I should probably follow up.
He seems busy. I did send out my messages, and I do appreciate every single one of you because you all could have told me no and you said yes, and this has been amazing for the fandom, and just it's so good seeing you guys and really talking about the roles and getting your experiences. The fandom has truly loved these.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, you guys are the fans are so generous with us, so I think it only makes sense for us to, reciprocate, that love and that generosity.
That's amazing. So, we are going to talk about the sliced and diced scene because there's a
Mm.
lot that goes into it. And I believe that Alex Noble is going to join us
Oh,
um,
okay.
and talk about that scene real quick if he's still on here. Because I'm sure a lot went into that. And even though it's just a couple minute scene, we've got some graphic things happening. So,
We
he.
do, yeah.
He said that he would jump on and talk about that scene, which I thought was really cool. But until he's here, until I see him, we'll come back to that one. Out of all the scenes that you filmed, which one was your favorite scene to film?
Oh, I wonder. I would say JR has spoken about this as well. There's different, like, when you're thinking about the scenes, like which are the favorite, there's they can you can it's hard to pick your favorites. It's like picking, like they can be enjoyable for different reasons.
Yeah.
So, and sometimes it's like the simplest, most basic scenes but because of what's happening behind the camera, because it's like all of the guys, for instance,
Yeah.
those are the moments where it's really fun because we just get to hang out with each other.
Yeah.
That's one experience, but I would say maybe from like a an acting standpoint, I haven't really been cast as in a comedic type character before.
Mm.
So, and they gave me a chance to improvise, and there was a scene with preparing for the wedding, and I'm sitting around the table and kind of giving guidance, and
Yes.
they just allowed me to improvise that. And JR Ward was there that day, and she was watching on the monitor, and in between every take, we did a couple of different versions of it. She said that like I am Rage, like I embodied him, and was the fact that I was able to improvise it, improvising the character was, you know, a testament to how you know, own the character, and the fact that the author was there, and obviously Passionflix is so dedicated
Yes.
to only to committing to the books and representing what's on the page, and typically not really going outside the lines of that. And so
Yeah.
the fact that Tosca and J.R. Ward encouraged me and allowed me to improvise, not that it was something that I even asked for, it was just it happened organically, and that they kept it in, you know, means a lot. So I think that was fun because it felt very easy, and that's
Mm.
usually how the best acting happens, is when it just kind of it happens
It
effortlessly.
just it just happens. Yes, because everybody's rushing around getting the house ready, and here's Rage at the table supervising. I mean, come on.
I mean,
That's
and a good,
gold.
I love to sit down too, like a good, you know, I love sitting down if everyone else is having to walk around. It does, that's something I share in common with Rage.
Yeah. Well, speaking of JR, I do, Alex, I do see your request. I'll add you in just a second. I'm really hoping that that doesn't that we can see him and everything because of what's been going on. But what was it like meeting JR Ward as Rage for the first time?
Well, I think, have you seen the video?
I have
Yeah, that video captures what I was also feeling. Like
feeling.
it was, again, I hadn't been cast in a role where it was based on like pre-existing property.
Yeah.
So, I had felt the responsibility of that for one, and then when I went to go meet her, it made it all the more real. Like it I actually was, I was getting, you know, kind of emotional about it, almost not to the same way that maybe Andrew and her did, because that's also about a different character.
Yes.
But it just made it real because she was so enthusiastic, and it brought everything together in one moment where I was like that this is a character that people really care about, in a world that people really care about. And quite
Yes.
honestly, that's every actor's dream, is for them to experience and to play a part that people really respond to, because then it means you've got like a responsibility with your, you know, with your craft. Not to get too woo woo about it, but it does, yeah, it felt very meaningful, and was also just funny. Like JR Ward is unapologetically herself. Like who she is in those videos is who she is in
Yeah.
real life. She's so sincere. She wears her heart on her sleeve. She's a true artist, but also a force of nature. You know, a successful author, also a lawyer and a businesswoman.
Yes.
Knows who her fans are and cares about them deeply, and is self-deprecating and just everything that you would hope a successful author would be. But I'm sure, I don't know if they were all like that. So when she is the way that she is, it made it so much more fun, you know, and that spirit I think we all hopefully carried through the rest of filming.
Yeah, I mean, there have been so many book to movie adaptations or book to TV show adaptations, and you can't always get what's in the book. You can't always make sure that
Yeah.
every detail is followed. And so there are, some issues, but watching J.R. Ward watch this process come to life as a reader and as a fan has been absolutely everything. It makes me appreciate her even more. And the videos over the weekend, I love that woman. She is a force, and I love this for her. It could not have happened to a better person, I feel.
Yeah, you know, and the fact that she has, as this is a life, a body of work, you know,
Yeah.
over 20 something years,
Yes.
um, and that she finally found a partner, you know, and she was able to trust, and it is a timing thing. And she said to me over the weekend, you know, she is a believer in the way that my casting happened, It was very sweet that, she's a big believer in that things always work out in the way that they're supposed to.
Absolutely.
And she was so encouraging, and she's very excited for season two and for my take on it. So yeah, it's very gratifying for her to have, have have my back in that way.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, speaking of your back, we're going to talk about that dragon tattoo and we're going to
Oh
talk about
yeah.
the dragon. We got to talk about the arm. So, Alex is actually here. I hope it works. And he's going to join us for a few minutes.
Okay. Special guest.
Special guest. This hasn't happened yet. So, this is special for you. This is just for you. If he joins.
We got the
Hey,
two. We
buddy.
got the two Alexes.
The t-
Yep. It wasn't confusing at all on set.
No, we had like four other Alexes, didn't we, on
Yep.
set as well?
Yep.
oh
Yep.
my
There was
Yeah.
AD
gosh.
Alex, there was
Well, I
PA
guess
Alex, me Alex, and you Alex.
that's where Alexander, I guess, was a delineator, or they would just call me Hollywood or Rage. That makes it a little bit easier.
I love
And I was
that.
always makeup.
Makeup. The other Alex, thank you so much for joining us. This is very, very incredible. We were just about
Oh,
to
it's my
talk
pleasure.
about the sliced and diced scene, which is iconic. We've got the one liner and we've got his arm all gooey. So, what goes into the making of a scene like that?
Well, first off, it's torturing the actor for about an hour. Because we had to do a life cast on Alex's arm. And, it looks easy, but I would say there's probably about 25 pounds of gunk on you, wasn't it? And like Alex has to stand there. I tried to brace him as much as possible, but there's only so much, you can do with 25 pounds of silicone and plaster on your arm. And
Mm,
then, that was it. And then once we had the cast, he was free to go. And it was just a matter of filling it with silicone. And, because of the time constraints, we had to cut some corners. And so it didn't have the rigidity that I wanted it to have. But our biggest thing was making it match his skin tone as much as possible and rigging it with the blood tubing and everything so that way it would bleed and also not wrench his back out because we did have to attach it to his body.
Yeah, in
interesting.
the scene, I've got one hand behind my back, and then the fake arm is attached to my shoulder and hangs down this side. And then I think I had, and then so I'm having to like suture my fake shoulder because I don't feel it. It's quite surreal because you're looking at what is supposed to be yours, but
Yeah.
then I just kind of had to like play pretend, and I'm supposed to be, and it kind of helped because I'm not supposed to wince or anything. So I guess that's what makes it real. But yeah, and then it was a little, I had to also balance like because the bathroom counter was quite short, so I had to kind of
Mm,
awkwardly stand there but make it look effortless all at the same time and be very cool, calm, and collected at like 2 a.m. or whatever time we were filming. So yeah, there was a lot of moving parts. That scene was also one of my other audition scenes. So
oh.
I had done it before, and I thought that, the version that I had done on my audition, clearly that was good enough. Like I thought that it was what she wanted, but or what Passionflix wanted. But then on the day, Tosca really wanted me to elevate the energy more than what I had done clearly in my audition. Like it needed to
Mm,
be like up more, basically up
real.
is the way to say it. I would even say like less real. Like I was worried that I was coming across as
Mm,
too performative and that it
okay.
wasn't natural basically. But that's what Rage is in this book. He is literally he's got a mask on and he is performing because he's masking his pain. So it makes sense obviously in hindsight, and it in that context as well, outside of the audition for filming, at that energy makes sense because wrath is also like of a stoic energy, so rage is his counterpoint, so it totally makes sense. And that's obviously what Tosca is great at doing, is finding the balance between the ensemble and knowing that that's why the brothers are all work well so well together, because everyone's different and everyone brings a different energy.
Yes. And how long did it take to film that scene?
Noble, that was a pretty quick one, right? I think we actually shot
Yeah,
that in like only a couple takes. It was like because we were running, maybe we were running behind that day. It was really
yeah.
late. It was in the middle of the night. And we needed to just get it done because they have got to, they needed to move on.
Well, also the benefit of that kind of prosthetic is that you can't shoot it from many angles. So they were very limited in the way they could shoot it.
Mm.
So that also helped eliminate the ability to, well, let's do it from this angle. Let's, because I mean, I've done
They just
Yeah.
shows
had to
where,
do, yeah, I think they got it from like they had two setups and,
yep,
maybe even they ran two cameras at the same time. So we only got like maybe three takes, I think, my coverage. And then they turned it around and just did Wrath and Beth.
yeah, I think
So,
they did a dirty OTS on you. But
yeah.
the problem, the it's not a problem, it's an issue, is that when you're doing that arm behind the back gag, I mean, obviously, we can't remove Alex's arm
Yeah.
physically, so
Yeah.
we have to hide it in whatever way possible, and green screen wasn't an option. So you do the time tested tradition of just put the arm behind the back. But the problem is you can't shoot that from the angle because then they got a weird angle, like their shoulder blade extends down to
Hmm.
their back.
Look like a hump.
So yeah, exactly. What hump? Um,
That's, I think, why the towel is the way that it is.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. So we had to
That's
creative solutions, and at
Hmm.
least people seem to respond to it. But I did not walk away from that scene thinking I had done a good job at all. I thought that I had I just messed it up. And even like, this is an example of what was happening behind the scenes with Robert. Even he said after maybe the first take, because maybe he could tell I was stressing, and he just like
Oh.
mouthed silently. He was just like, have fun. And I was just like, okay, I guess so. And then I told him afterwards, I was like, did I just screw that up? And he was like, no. And then he even messaged me later, like, Hollywood, you did really well. I'm never gonna criticize your acting.
It's funny
My
how
God.
everybody has their Robert impression.
Everybody
Yeah,
has a Robert impression, and it's the
Hmm.
best thing ever. So when
yeah.
you did watch it back on the show, what did you think? Both of you.
Yeah, Alex, what did you think?
I thought it worked well for what it was,
Yeah.
and I mean, obviously as an artist, there are things I wanted to do differently. There are, ways that I would have done it differently given time, material. But I mean, it's the age old story of, if you have unlimited time, resources, and people, then yeah, you can get it done. But when you don't, you have to get it done to where it works.
Yeah.
So, I'm just glad that Alex was happy with it. I'm glad that JR was happy with it. I'm glad that Tosca was happy with it. Because
Yes.
at this point, I didn't know any of the Passionistas, so I didn't, like their opinion was like, okay, I don't know them, but you know, when I hear the love, and I'm like, oh, thank God.
Yes, we absolutely loved that scene. And we also loved watching Rage become the dragon. So I don't know what went into that scene. I know that Alex, you had to have this dragon tattoo on your back. How did that process? What was it like filming and getting ready to become the dragon?
I think Alex could probably have insights into that.
He's ready.
Yeah.
Well, we had to take measurements of Alex's back. It's so weird to say Alex back and forth. So yeah, we had to take measurements of Alex's back, and then it was a matter of having the tattoo designed. And what people don't realize is that a temporary tattoo has to be done differently than a real tattoo because it's being put on like literally. I mean, they're licking sticks. I mean, they're $1,100 licking sticks, but it's the same thing that you get out of the vending machine where you're like, okay, there, I
Uh-huh.
got a tattoo. And it's just a little bit more expensive and a lot more time consuming. But what we applied it in was, I think we got it down to 5 pieces. Originally, it was 6. And because paper is flat and Alex's back is not, well, nobody's back is flat, but you have to like really kind of push them in and like apply here and then move it to the side and then apply a little bit more over here and dart everything and make them like literally like tab A goes to tab B on
Mm.
piece 3. And it was daunting. And then we had to go in and do touch-ups on the tattoos because sometimes they would overlap. But I mean, big body tattoos like that are never easy. And then combine that with the use of CG to blend it. I think it looked great.
Yes, and the fact that as we're watching it, the tattoo is coming to life. He does have a
Hmm.
living tattoo on his back. So, did you guys have anything to do with making that come to life as it's moving, or do you prepare for that in any way, or is that just all CGI, or how does that
I
work?
do not. Yeah, that's all
Yeah.
CGI. But I also need to give a shout out to Alex for being an absolute trooper for that one too, because I had to ask him to stand in positions that are not natural. And he really, I mean, there was other than, do you mind if I stretch a minute? There were no complaints. And I gotta, that was a major plus because, when as a makeup artist, I mean, Alex has heard me bitch and moan about stuff. As a makeup artist, it's like when you have an actor that is easy to work with, especially on really, really complex things like this, it's a dream, and it
Mhm.
makes us as makeup people want to be as gentle as possible. It's like I always look at it like this, you don't want to anger the paramedic.
Yeah.
It's like they're there to save your life. Don't anger them.
Don't I?
And
Mm-hmm.
I'm not saying that as makeup artists, we will sabotage things because that's not in our best interest. But when you have an actor like Alex or Sia or Andrew, who I had to do prosthetics on or tattoos, um, their willingness to just sit there and do whatever I need them to do to make the application easier made me
Yeah.
fall in love with them as people as well.
That's I feel like, well, good job, Hollywood, on that one. I feel like every single person who has been cast, everybody that I've been talking to, have been absolutely amazing. You guys are truly, we get to talk to you, we get to see you guys, and you're humble and you're kind, and just the things that you guys are saying and the passion that you're putting into your work is really being received, and we see that, and that is so great to see. It's very unique, I feel. I feel like this is a very unique situation.
Yeah, I would agree with that for sure. You don't get that type of cast bond that we experienced very, very often. So yeah,
Yeah.
the brotherhood's real for sure.
I love that. And you guys get to be back together for season two. And Alex, we are going to set up our own live so we can really dive into season one. So I look forward to that. Thank you so much for being here and jumping on and going over those scenes with
My
us.
pleasure. Thank you.
We
Thanks.
appreciate it.
Thank you, Noble.
Thank
Okay.
you.
I don't know how to exit out of it though. So you can just
I don't
hang
know.
out if you want.
Hang on. Wait. I might. Oh. Yeah.
Got it? Okay.
We're back.
Okay, he's been great. So I loved the premiere in New York. You guys, everybody looked fabulous. I loved the walk in Times Square, like stop it right now. But can I just say I loved your outfit. You were true. You got
Oh,
like
thank you.
that old Hollywood style. I loved it. I had to shout that out.
Thank you.
Um,
Appreciate it.
I know you have to get going,
No, no,
but
no. I'm good. We'll absolutely keep talking because I know
okay.
you have lots of questions.
I um I was gonna go through really quick because I know a lot of people have been sending some in, but what was it like seeing the first episode with everybody all together and experience all that? What was that like for you?
Well, we had seen at the premiere itself, that was just a great sign of everyone's hard work. And
Yeah.
obviously we knew that there was fans at the premiere too, so we knew that we were going to be with a supportive environment. And I think that makes a difference, because you're with people who care about it too. Yeah, and any chance to be back with the guys all in one room, because it's hard to wrangle obviously everyone at the same time, given we all live in different places, and it's just like,
Yes.
yeah, it's just like being with family. So it was great.
I love that. What was your oh, there's ask him about, hold on, this is from Zach.
Oh,
Ask him
okay.
about his trophy. Oh, his trophy. Well,
What did Zach say about the trophy?
I'm gonna start blushing. Okay.
Zach, I'm
I'm
not getting
going
the
to
comments. They're not appearing. So we need to have Zach maybe provide some context. If he wants
I,
to get on the live too, he can.
I'm going to say with respect, with respect, you looked the best in the leathers, and he gave you the trophy and the award for that. So,
Oh no, I actually think that trophy maybe was in spirit, but Andrew was the one that gave me the trophy. Zach's just trying to take credit as the twins.
oh man, I
No,
cannot.
Zach was the first one to make the observation at the gym, and then I think it went from there, and then it was support. It was an opinion that was supported by the others, Robert included. Um, Robert was a Robert was willing to celebrate that. So if anyone in the comments doesn't know, and by the way, before I forget, I I didn't mention earlier that my girlfriend does now consider Rage her favorite. So
Of
it's
course she
in
does.
spite of what I said. Yeah. But that's maybe me. That's my awkward way of distracting from the trophy. But yes, it's a thing, and I still have the trophy in
There
my.
was an actual trophy.
Oh, there was a literal trophy. I actually, I'm sorry that I don't have it here. I do have some things though with me. If you guys, if you wanna see, of course, I have my
Well,
copy of Lover Eternal,
and your
which is
tabs.
it's very dog-eared and it actually just fell apart the other day. So you guys can see that I'm really doing my homework. And then this one I picked up over the weekend, which I think you guys should all support, is J.R. Ward's latest book. And you can
Yes, with the
see here,
sprayed
this is this.
edge.
Yeah, I got the sprayed edges, and she
Yes.
signed it too. So I feel very lucky. And then so this is what we were celebrating over the weekend in Cincinnati, and the latest installment, and it's just seeing all of that come together. It was pretty awesome.
Yeah.
So
The
shout out to
videos
J.R. Ward.
of everybody on the party bus was pretty awesome.
I
You
think
guys.
also too, what was just awesome was JR being there with us, and
Mm.
she's just like, yeah, she's game for anything, and she's just there to have a good. Like it's awesome. She's got such a good spirit.
Alex is saying, show the teeth. I believe everybody got to keep their teeth, if
I
that
do. I
is.
don't have those with me either. They're in a special safe place, at home because I don't want to bring those with me all the time. But I do of course have those as well as the trophy.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
I honestly, I did not really know that there was an actual trophy.
Yeah,
That
you
just makes
can.
it
I
even
think
better.
it may have even I posted about it maybe once. It could have been in like maybe even like one of my photo albums. You'd have to go back and see.
Okay.
And that was a credit to Andrew.
That's That is hilarious.
Yeah.
So there was a question earlier, and I, of course, wanted to bring this up. There is a very special scene between you, Wrath, and Olivia or Beth, and there were some jokes about it because it could have looked well, it kind of did, but it looked a certain way. But there's a beautiful scene where
Yeah.
Beth is comforting Alex Rage because he's sick, and seeing that scene was really really rough. But what was it like working with Olivia in that scene?
Yeah, that was great. I Olivia has she's such a committed actor.
Yeah.
She had a really challenging job. Obviously, the boys had each other. Like we all had each other to support each
Yes.
other, to have fun with each other, offset and in between takes and all of that. And Olivia, thankfully she had a shout out to Victory, by the way, it's her birthday today.
Oh, is it?
Who plays Marissa, yeah. So we had Victory and Kim, but they weren't there all the time as much as because obviously it's not their book. So Olivia as Beth, had a really challenging job. She had had such difficult scenes, was there all the time, and was, the only woman or the only actress for a majority of the time. And so the fact that she brought so much energy to that scene with Wrath and I is a testament to her just generous nature as an actor and her professionalism. And
Yes.
she's also a really talented singer, if you don't already know from seeing her Instagram and her
Yes.
releases. So she also
Yes.
got to have an opportunity to use some of her singing craft in that scene as well, which was great. I had never heard her sing
Yeah.
in person, so that was a nice experience because it's part of the book. It's not only true to Beth the character, it's true to Olivia. And that was just fun. It was towards the end. I think we'd had the slice and dice scene, so it was kind of like a nice full circle counterweight to the like levity of the slice and dice scene, and how that I guess like it's like an allusion to the more vulnerable side of Rage. So that was a good one.
Yeah, that was she's incredible. Her and Robert in this season. I mean, I don't want to say they carried the season because everybody did, but between their chemistry and her, like it was incredible. And I can't even imagine. That's a lot of testosterone. We talked about that. It's a lot of testosterone. That's a lot of guys, and she's so tiny.
Yeah,
Seeing her with everybody,
yeah,
but it truly is the dream team cast, and as you can see, the fans just appreciate and love you guys so much. And that was really, really that was a really beautiful scene. So on your last day when you wrapped, did you get a cupcake? Because I saw there was cupcakes, there were
I
cakes.
did. Yes, I did, and I'm pretty sure that photo is in one of my albums as well.
Okay.
So if you go, it's like one of the last
That's
ones.
probably where I saw it. Yes.
Yeah, that was Jillian, one of the Passion Flicks key team. She I think arranged that. If any crew see this, and I'm not giving proper credit, apologies.
Yeah.
But you know the crew is great, and I unfortunately I think I put the cupcake somewhere, and then I was able to get the sword and keep the little sword that was on top of it, but I didn't get to eat it. I was a little bit disappointed
Mm,
because that would have been a nice treat at the end after dieting so strictly for filming.
yeah. Because what was your food? What was it? Chicken and vegetables
It
every
was a
day?
lot of yeah, it was a lot of chicken, eggs, steak, salmon, which is pretty much my diet now as well.
Well, you gotta,
Yeah,
I don't know anything about filming or anything like that, but I guess we gotta get ready to get back in those leathers, which we're very
yeah,
excited about
yeah.
for
I got to
season
get
two.
Andrew's got to give me a trophy, another trophy for
Yes.
season two.
Yes.
Yeah.
I love it. Also, really quickly, I love that you know Brooke Lee. I love, she was
Oh
Evelyn
yeah,
in Lick, which is one of my
yeah,
favorite
yeah, yeah.
standalones. And I thought that was such a fun connection that you guys had. And she got to
Yeah,
be at
well,
the premiere.
we've done a show. You know that we've done a show together.
I,
So,
what was the show?
it's called Mako Mermaids. I don't know if you have
Yes,
kids.
that, yes,
So if you have
yes.
kids, they would really love it. It's, I guess I'm about to hit the supernatural or need to just hit the werewolf to get the supernatural trifecta. Played a
Mm,
merman, now a vampire. I just got to be a
y-
werewolf next.
yes, you're living the dream. I have all boys, so they're not gonna.
Oh, okay. They
But
may, I think that some boys really like Mako.
okay,
And the fact that there's mermen in it, they might
yeah.
even love it anymore. So check
All
it out
right,
on Netflix.
we're absolutely gonna watch. Oh yeah, it is on Netflix. Oh, you
Yeah,
know what?
not all
I'm
seasons,
watching it.
unfortunately. I think only
Yeah,
maybe like the first like two or three, but you can find them elsewhere.
that's awesome. Well,
Yeah.
I will definitely be watching it because I think I have seen it, but it was a long time ago. I haven't watched it
Okay.
recently. So,
Yeah, Brooke
but
and I have got some
Alex,
good scenes in that.
this was so amazing, and I thank you so much for saying yes. I know you've been very busy, you've got a lot going on, and now you're getting ready for season two, and I'm sure more things in your life. So I really appreciate you taking the time and speaking to all of us today. This has been wonderful.
Of course, this has been so fun. Thank you to everyone who joined, and I'm sorry if we didn't, the questions weren't coming through, so on my end, so I'm sorry if I missed any, but
Oh
hopefully we can
no.
maybe we can do it again around season two.
Absolutely, definitely. And good luck with season two. We're all very excited. And yes, yeah, good luck with everything. Everyone's saying thank you so much. All the thank yous are coming in. Don't
Oh, okay,
go.
great. Great. Thank you so much and enjoy the
Thank
rest of
you.
your day.
You too. Thank you so much, Alex.
Oh, wait, one more thing. I forgot before I forget, if you guys don't subscribe to Passion Flix, use code SHELLEN, all caps, and you can get an annual subscription for 59.99.
Oh, that's amazing. Okay, I'll put that in the
Yeah,
caption when I
yeah,
post
yeah.
this.
So yeah,
Okay.
just make sure you guys, if you haven't already, go subscribe and use that code and the book as well, The Love of Forbidden,
Yeah.
that I showed earlier. Check that out
Yeah.
too.
Absolutely. Thank you so much. Have a great day, and I
All
appreciate
right.
you. Good luck with season
Thanks,
two.
guys. Thank you.
Bye,
Bye.
everybody. Thank you so much for being here. We appreciate it. Bye, guys.
Cool.